Hello, and welcome to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Today's story isn't just another trending headline. It's not a typical celebrity update or a flashy announcement. It's something far more intimate and in many ways heartbreaking. Today, we're talking about Baktaş and Baktaş, two names that not so long ago represented what many believed to be a perfect modern marriage. Now, however, their love story seems to have reached a quiet, emotional conclusion. The news broke softly at first, whispers on social media, brief mentions in entertainment columns. Then came the confirmation. Through statements made by their legal teams, it was revealed that Bar and Baktaş have decided to divorce. The announcement didn't come with drama. No accusations, no public fights, no headlines screaming betrayal or scandal. Instead, what we got was a tone of dignity and sadness, the kind of ending that reflects how much these two once meant to one another. Let's take a step back. Baktaş rose to national fame through his memorable performances, most notably in the widely followed series Kenny Clary. His portrayal of complex characters, layered emotions, and quiet intensity made him a fan favorite. He wasn't just handsome, he had depth, range, and sincerity on screen. Off-screen, he seemed grounded, thoughtful, and surprisingly private for someone constantly in the public eye. Baktaş, while less visible to fans, was no less remarkable. Known in professional circles for her grace and intelligence, she stayed out of tabloid headlines, preferring to let her work and values speak for themselves. Together, the couple symbolized a rare combination of celebrity and substance, of passion and calm. Their relationship had always seemed, from the outside, to be built on mutual respect. Interviews, rare though they were, hinted at shared goals, a deep friendship, and admiration for one another's growth. When they appeared together at events, which wasn't often, they held hands, exchanged glances, and quietly supported each other. That's why the news of their split has hit fans particularly hard. Because this wasn't a couple defined by gossip or show. This was a pair who had, for many, become a symbol of what modern, respectful love could look like. At the press conference, representatives for both sides emphasized that the divorce was mutual, the result of long conversations, therapy, efforts to make things work. But in the end, life pulled them in different directions. Bar's lawyer explained, "They did not rush into this. It was not a reaction to a fight or a moment of anger. This was a decision born of reflection, of months of trying, of understanding that sometimes love isn't the problem, timing is, and that idea that love can still exist even when a relationship ends is perhaps the hardest for many fans to accept. Because we're used to breakups having a clear villain, someone who cheated, someone who changed. But sometimes no one is at fault, and that makes the ending feel even more bittersweet." Insiders close to the couple have shared that their schedules became increasingly incompatible. Bar's filming commitments meant long stretches away from home, and GLM's responsibilities in her own field left little room for spontaneous connection. Even weekends began to feel more like recovery time than moments to reconnect. There were attempts to fix things, vacations, counseling, time off. But sometimes, when two people grow in parallel instead of together, they end up in very different emotional places. One person close to GLM shared that she had once told a friend, "We're not unhappy, we're just not us anymore. And I don't want to pretend that's enough." And that level of honesty with oneself and with a partner takes immense courage. It's easier sometimes to keep pretending, to hold on to the image. But GLM and Bar chose a different path. They chose truth. What's remarkable is the tone of compassion that both sides have maintained. There are no harsh words, no veiled jabs, just gratitude for what was and quiet acceptance of what is. Fans, too, have responded with maturity. While many express sadness, others acknowledge the strength it takes to walk away from something familiar in pursuit of peace. On Twitter, messages ranged from, "I'm heartbroken, but I respect their grace," to "They showed us that endings don't have to be ugly." Meanwhile, colleagues in the industry have started reaching out privately. Some who have faced similar public pressures in their own relationships have voiced solidarity. Behind closed doors, Barr is said to be spending time with family, stepping away from work obligations briefly to reset. Those close to him describe a man who is not bitter but reflective, who still speaks of GLM with kindness, who is focused on healing, not hiding. GLM, on the other hand, is said to be keeping a low profile, staying with close friends, spending more time outdoors, and slowly rediscovering what life looks like as just her, not part of a public couple. There's talk that she may eventually speak publicly, not to air grievances, but to discuss growth, identity, and the quiet strength that comes from starting over. This moment, painful as it may be, also feels important, because it gives us all permission to rethink what we expect from love. It reminds us that forever isn't always the goal. Sometimes, the goal is to love well for as long as it feels right, and then to let go with respect. So, what happens next? Professionally, Barr is still attached to upcoming projects. There is buzz about a film role that could mark a major shift in his acting persona, something more raw, more emotionally exposed. Some say the timing is perfect, that his current vulnerability may lead to some of his best work yet. As for GLM, while the public may not see her on screen, those who know her suggest she may begin writing again, something she once loved before life became so full. Whether that turns into a book, a blog, or just quiet reflection, we don't know, but we'll be watching and rooting for her. In the meantime, we the fans, the followers, the observers can only honor what they shared by respecting their decision, and perhaps by reflecting on our own relationships. Are we growing together or just side by side? Are we communicating or just coexisting? Do we choose each other every day, or are we simply used to having someone around? These are the kinds of questions Barr and GLM faced with bravery, and now their choice gives us permission to ask them too. If you've watched this far, thank you. This was not an easy story to tell, but it's one that matters, because real life is complicated, and love, even when it ends, can still be beautiful. Please like this video if it resonated with you. Subscribe for more human stories from the world of Turkish entertainment, and hit the bell icon if you want to stay up to date with the latest. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you've ever had to let go of something that once meant everything to you, feel free to share. You never know who might be comforted by your words. Until next time, stay kind, stay honest, and take care of your heart. Goodbye for now.